Today there was another terrible shooting.
We can't tolerate this anymore. These tragedies must end.
Today I'm announcing several initial steps my administration is taking to curb this epidemic of gun violence.
We have all been sobered by what we have been through in these school shootings. This is too important an issue to be decided by strong-arm lobbying tactics in Washington.
Gun violence is not a woman's issue. It is a family issue, a children's issue. It is an American issue. But I think it sometimes takes women to stand up and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. It is long past time for common sense gun legislation like this.
In America today, a teenager is more likely to die from a gunshot than from all natural causes of death combined. We need a national strategy to assure that every community is attacking gun violence with focus and intensity.
My deepest condolences and prayers go out to the students, the faculties, and the families of Virginia Tech campus who have been affected by this horrific crime. The nation is truly stunned by the loss of so many young lives. Clearly, we need to do more to keep our people safe from gun violence.
For my constituents in South Florida, gun control is a serious issue. Miami-Dade County has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the country, and I urge my friends across the aisle to stop putting American lives at risk.
We gather here in memory of 20 beautiful children and 6 remarkable adults. Since I've been president, this is the 4th time we have come together to comfort a grieving community torn apart by mass shooting. We can't tolerate this anymore. These tragedies must end.
We said we will do everything that we can, everything in our power, to reduce gun violence in this country.
This epidemic of gun violence knows no boundaries, knows no limits of any kind. How many people have to die before we actually act?
We need reasonable gun laws in this country that include background checks. It's ridiculous that we don't do it.
I like taking the guns early. I don't understand why this hasn't happened for the last 20 years. Nothing's happened.
I hope that in a bipartisan way, we can come together, do what the American people want us to do, and that is to pass common sense gun safety legislation that is supported by the overwhelming majority of the American people.
Today is also a day of action. We say enough is enough by finally bringing common sense bipartisan background check legislation to the floor of the House. The gun violence crisis, again, as I said, is an epidemic that requires the energy and engagement of our entire nation.
This bill is among the most common sense gun violence prevention reforms. Let's do this, Mr. Speaker, to save lives.
Gun violence in this country is an epidemic. So I'm here to talk about 2 things. First, the steps we're going to take immediately. And second, the action that needs to be taken going forward to curb the epidemic of gun violence.
Today, first state in the nation is going to declare a disaster emergency on gun violence.
I learned about a school shooting in Michigan, and the young man, he claimed his right against self-incrimination and handed over his pistol. That's all we know about it.
This is a uniquely American problem that we need to address.